as I told Bill, not too long after we finished this, I said, this character that we ended up with is I wouldn't have been cast as, nor would I gone up for.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Blomberg, writing for MovieZine in Sweden.
Pleasure to meet you, Jonathan.
Pleasure to meet you too, Stephen. I've watched the first 7 episodes of this season,
Mhm.
and
It's a roller
I didn't
coaster, isn't
yeah,
it?
I didn't think it could get better, and somehow it still keeps getting better.
Thank you. We're really proud of this season. As dark as it is, we're very proud that it turned out as it did.
Yeah, and going off of that, actually, as you said, it's really dark, and it began as this dark comedy, but now I kind of feel like this is more like a drama with some occasional laughter in it.
I think you have to feel it like it is because it's the arc of the main character kind of has to go darker as the seasons went along because he's a damaged person that he's going to either damage himself or somebody else is going to, just in terms of being somebody with PTSD who is not getting
Yeah,
better. So he's going down, and I think that precipitates the darkness in the show is the arc of the main character.
yeah. I know you've also spoken about how your character, prior to you getting involved in with the show, were more like a screamer, and there weren't that many places to go with the character, and
Right.
you were lucky enough to be able to kind of shape the character in a different direction.
And I was lucky enough that they had faith in me to continue to let me do it. Because that whole first pilot, while it was good, my character just had nowhere to go. So I was happy to be able to do a much more varied character than the one that we did originally. And I think it's a tribute to Bill and Alec that they thought I could go ahead and do this because I've done a lot of different characters and I don't necessarily do the same thing. And I'm glad they had faith enough to let me continue to do that and build the character as we went along in the seasons.
Yeah, and what the viewers will be getting on the second half of this season, not to spoil anything about it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that is some journey to go on from where this
Very,
character
very much of a
could
journey
have
to play
led.
almost. I mean, I think you could say that in a general sense of all the cast playing almost separate characters than what they've been doing for the whole show. So it's really a tribute to how good these actors are that they're able to pull off such a wildly variable part of the character that they were initially cast for. As I told Bill, not too long after we finished this, I said, this character that we ended up with is I wouldn't have been cast as, nor would I gone up for. yet,
Yeah, here we are.
symbiotically, here we are.
Yeah.
This is your vision that you've written of this. So you go play that. And I had it, and I feel very lucky that I got to really do that part of the character in the latter part of the show.
Yeah, this is also like a send off without overstaying your welcome at all. I guess a lot of people wasn't even expecting there to go beyond the first season because the first season was so good. So how would one even top that?
I agree. Well, there's
But
a lot of people that I know personally said, "What do you mean you're doing another season? It ended. You're
yeah,
in jail. What else is going to happen?" So they were surprised that there was a season at all. Yes.
yeah. So was there anything that Bill and Alec said prior to this season, prior to you starting working on this season, to kind of tell you guys that this was actually going to be it? There isn't going to be a fifth or
Yeah,
anything
Bill. I had
like that.
talked to Bill before the season started, and he had intimated that he thinks he had a way for for this whole story to end. And I agreed with him. I said, because, you know, the way the PTSD in this character is not going to get lighter. It's not going to go back to season one. It can only go one way, and that's the way it went. And I'm very happy with the resolution of pretty much everybody's story, as bizarre as the resolutions are. I think it wraps up perfectly. I think it would be a mistake probably to continue it, because I think you've got the perfect encapsulation of what these people are about.
I, from what I've seen, I would actually agree. I'm sad to see it go, but I'm really happy to be on this ride, and I'm sure
Thank
you've
you.
been
I
that as
feel
well.
exactly the same way. I'm
Yeah.
so happy to be on the ride. It's one of the 2 or 3 special shows I've done in my 45 years of acting, and usually you get 1 or 2, and I've gotten 3, and I feel very blessed that this is the one that I got to do later in my life, to be able to use all the tools as a character actor that I have in the box.
Yeah. So thanks a lot for taking your time to speak with me, and best of luck with the final premiere now.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.